Good evening, believers. How are you doing today? This is Love Coach Dasha coming to you today for the Healing Hour Live. Now, if you've never been with me before, you don't know what it is that I do here. I am a love coach specifically for a particular woman. I am here for the women who are staying and trying to heal and reconcile after infidelity. You have been cheated on and you are not ready to just kick him to the curb, even though he may deserve it, even though everybody around you may say that there is no saving this relationship and you can never get back to a trusting, happy place. I am here to tell you that they don't know what they're talking about. I know that you can get to a trusting, happy place with your nervous system reset and your head on straight and feeling good off that emotional roller coaster that you are on right now. I know that you can get there because I did it. I did it myself. This is 18 years past the last infidelity. I am speaking to you from your future. I am speaking to you from you decided that you wanted to love this person anyway. You wanted to forgive them. You wanted to have compassion for them. You wanted to open yourself up to real unconditional love and it worked. Okay, I am speaking to you from that future. If you make that decision now, you can have this future later on where we are happy, trusting, not feeling like I have to watch him every moment, not having to track him, not worrying constantly that he's going to do the wrong thing. There is trust, there is love, there is understanding. There is not 100% trust. Let me just say that right now. If you are looking for 100% trust, I'm going to tell you no, you shouldn't be looking for that. I do not believe in that. I think that you trust a person to a reasonable level. 100% trust in anybody is not reasonable. So we have that trust, but it's based in reality. The reality of being human beings and possibly able to mess things up. That is the type of trust that I'm talking about. That is what a long-term healed happy relationship is going to be, is not 100% trust, not just blind trust and blind faith in this person, but actual realistic, like measurable trust that you can have in this person. Okay. So I'm going to tell you how to get there. That is what we do here. So I would like very much for you to come on in, put in your comment in the comments whatever you have going on, whatever it is that you like to share, whatever it is that you are struggling with today. I will answer you. We will get you some answers today about healing and reconciling after infidelity. Okay. So come on in. Let me know that you're here. Oops, my cord is not in my computer. Hey. All right. Okay. So I am live on YouTube. Hi, YouTube. I am live on my Love Coach Dasha page on Facebook and on my Love After Cheating page on Facebook. Okay. She's gonna call me Baby Boo. Hey, Baby Boo. Hey there. If you are with me, if you have not joined my Love After Cheating group, I want you to come on and join me. That is for the women who are dealing with infidelity, who want to stay and reconcile. That is the group, okay? That is everybody in there is there for the same reason. Everybody there is not saying, oh, I think you should leave him. They're not giving you that as feedback, okay? So come on to my group. It's a very good place to be if you are struggling with trying to heal and trying to trust again. You got all that fearful speech going around in your head. You don't need to keep hearing it from other people. It's like an echo chamber. All that fear just keeps on feeding back to you, and you're already terrified. There's no need for you to get extra fear. Okay. All right. Let's see. I can see everything. You let me know. Make sure my mic's on. I'm able to speak to you. Sometimes my mic acts a little funny. All right, let me see. Can I see? Trying to just refresh so I can see everything on Facebook. All right. So, yes, we are going to have a good evening. We are going to talk a little bit about how to heal, how to reconcile. If you are having difficulty with that and you would like some help with that, all you need to do is put in the word path, PATH, and I will send you the link to get my guide, The Journey, How to Heal and Reconcile After Infidelity. There's a manual, okay? There is a guide. I wrote it myself. Everything that I did, it is only 6 steps. It is not even difficult to implement if you go ahead and implement it. And I will send it to you absolutely free so that you have a guide, so you know what the steps are and you can start towards that as you're dealing with your healing. Okay. All right. So, first things first, I want to explain a little something to you. First thing that you need to understand about healing after infidelity is that this is a trauma. Okay. This is not play. Okay. This is real life human stressor type trauma. It is something terrible happened to you. You were betrayed in a way that you never expected to happen. And or you were terrified would happen, which makes it even worse. And you are physically reacting to this trauma. This is not in your head. This is not just in your emotions. This is actually in your body. And you need to start combating the way your body is reacting, the way your nervous system is reacting to this trauma. Does that make sense? Put it in the comments. If you got any questions, comments, thoughts, complaints, anything is going on, I am here for you. I want to answer your questions. All right. So the first thing that we're going to do, treating this like a trauma, is that we are going to start to get our bodies back into alignment with calm. We're trying to get our bodies back into alignment with, I am not in any danger. I am safe. And the easiest, quickest, first way that you should do that is to do your deep breathing. Have you been doing your deep breathing? I am going to tell you that every single solitary week until you start doing it. So you might as well go ahead. I am not going to stop telling you the exact same thing. Do your deep breathing. Now, when you do this, you are countering your body's reaction to the trauma by telling your body, hey, look, I don't need you to hyperventilate right now. I am safe. I am cool. Everything is all right. I am not in any danger right now. And when you do that consistently, not just one time, but consistently over time, your body starts to believe you. Your brain starts to think, oh, well, she might be right. Maybe there's nothing going on. Maybe we're perfectly safe. And then it will start to react like it's safe. Okay. So when you do your deep breathing, you are blowing out the excess carbon dioxide that your body has been collecting because you've been hyperventilating. You haven't been fully exhaling, blowing out. So you've been sipping the air and never blowing that air back out. So what we're going to do is the opposite. We are going to do slow, deep breaths in, and we're going to blow out and get all that carbon dioxide out of our lungs. All right. So we're going to do 4-7-8 breathing. Now you can do whatever breathing technique tickles your fancy. I don't care what you do as long as you're doing the deep breathing, okay? Doesn't matter which kind. If you are doing a practice of deep breathing in any way, shape, or form consistently, it will help you. Your body will believe that you are actually safe when you do it, okay? But we do 4-7-8 breathing. What we do is blow out like we are trying to deflate our lungs completely, get every bit of air out of there. And then we are going to make sure that we blow and make the noise. Make the noise of blowing, that whooshing sound. Make that noise because that's a trigger to your brain. Hey, she's doing that sound. That's usually the signal that we're safe and everything is okay. You need that. Triggers work both ways, okay? Triggers can be for negative, yes, they can make you feel bad, but they can also tell your body what you want it to do and make it feel better, okay? So we're going to trigger ourselves with blowing out. Blow out until you can't blow out anymore. Then you're going to inhale for a count of 4. You're going to hold that breath for a count of 7. And then you're going to blow that breath out again for a count of 8. This gives you an opportunity to clear out excess carbon dioxide as you blow. Inhale more oxygen. Hold it for a second so your body can actually use the oxygen you breathe in. And then blow out all that excess carbon dioxide. Okay. We're going to do this together. I want you to do it 5 times a day. But we are, for the sake of time, going to do it 3 times together. Okay. So follow my instructions. If you've never done it before, you'll get it after the first couple of times. Okay. First things first, blow out. Make the noise, puffy cheeks. Inhale through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Beautiful. How does it feel when you do your deep breathing? This should be a physical difference. There should be something different about your body when you do the deep breathing. And then you will be able to tell the difference between I'm stressed out and I feel like I'm in danger versus I've done my deep breathing and my body knows that I'm not in danger. There should be a shift. There should be a difference. Start noting the difference. And where you're going to note the difference, you are going to be doing your journaling. That is the second thing. I need you to be doing your journaling. I am perfectly purpley matched today. Look, the nails, the shirt, the journal, everything is purple today. I want you to be journaling consistently. Write down how your body feels after you've done your deep breathing. Write down the date, the time, when it's happening, what has triggered you, what you think triggers you, and then like the few things that happened before you got triggered, because chances are there was something before that triggered you. Okay. You think that it's the one thing, but if you start writing and you go back a couple of steps and be like, okay, this happened too, and this happened right before that, you will start to recognize that there are patterns in the triggers that you have never even seen before. Okay. So you're going to do date, time, level of anxiety every time you journal. Every time you open the book, it does not matter what time you do it. Now, if you are consistent and you do it in the morning and the evening, that is going to help you right off the bat. When you wake up first thing in the morning and your thoughts start going and, oh, he betrayed me and how am I going to get through this? Start writing that stuff down in your journal right off the bat. All of the things that bubble up to the surface first thing in the morning, when you write those down, you are telling your body, hey, this is where these thoughts go. These are going to go into the journal, and we can come back and we can talk about these later. But I've got to deal with my day. I can't just be repeating these thoughts over and over again, having them spark off inside our brain all day long. So I'm going to put them here in the book, in the special book. It's in the special book. We can come back and deal with it a little bit later. Okay. You're training your brain to understand that you will pay attention to its warnings, to its stresses, to its triggers, but you can't do that all day long. Okay. Then at night, before you go to bed, make these two the consistent times you will start journaling. If you want to journal in between, great. But first thing in the morning when you wake up and right before you go to bed. When you do this right before you go to bed, you get some of the nightmare fuel out. Okay. If you are having a hard time sleeping after this infidelity, write the stuff down that's in your brain in your journal. If it's a problem that your brain wants to solve, tell your brain to solve it while you're sleeping. Hey, look, I got to shut down for a little bit. I got to reset, got to reboot. If my unconscious mind wants to work on this problem, feel free to let me know about it in the morning. But I got to go to sleep. All right. Again, training your body that you do not have to be up for this thing to be solved, for you to think about it, for you to mull it over and think about different ways out of the situation, whatever it is that you are writing down. You are not necessary for that consciously. Okay. You can get some sleep while your brain is still working on that. Okay. So, date, time, level of anxiety is what you're going to do every time you journal. Your level of anxiety is 0 to 10. 0 is no anxiety whatsoever. Everything is great. All is right with the world. You're at peace. Write that down. Write it down. When everything is going well and you're feeling good, that's what you need to know. You need to know those days. You need to experience what it's like to have those days. Even when you are going through this healing, there are going to be days where everything is cool, everything is good. It's going to hit you like a ton of bricks when you realize that it's good, because then you're like, oh no, something's going to go wrong. But you still need to know that there are good days, even as you're healing, even as you're still hurting and trying to sort through it. There will still be good days, so that your brain can't tell you that all days are bad from now on. Everything is ruined. Your life is awful. Nothing will be okay again. If you prove to your brain that there are good days, even in the midst of the pain, it will stop lying to you and telling you that nothing will ever get better. Okay. A 10 is an absolute loss of control. You lost it, okay? You're probably going to get the police called on you. 10 is I want to rip my hair out, tear my clothes off, run screaming down the street naked, and nobody can stop me, okay? That is a level of loss of control that you need to be at if you're at a 10. Now, if you are not screaming, running down the street naked, out of control, you're not 10 out of control. So you will know if I'm sitting here with my pen in my hand, getting ready to write in my journal, I can't possibly be a 10, because that's the biggest the feelings get. And if I am sitting here with a pen in my hand, getting ready to write in my journal, I feel pretty in control of myself. I'm probably not a 10. Okay, I might be a 9. Chances are maybe more of an 8, maybe a 7. All right. You will be able to figure out where you are on that scale, and it will let you know that you're not as bad off as you thought you were. Okay. We need to measure these feelings and make them so that they are a tangible thing. These feelings will try and overwhelm you. The trauma monster inside of you makes everything seem like a total threat. But if you can measure these feelings out, and 10 is as bad as it will ever get, then you are going to be more in control of your feelings as you go forward. Okay. Dealing with the trauma, dealing with the trauma, dealing with what our brains are saying after the trauma. Now, another thing that your brain may be doing after the trauma is telling you that everything is awful. Everything is terrible. You have no good days. You had a terrible life your entire life, and nothing has ever gone well. Okay, that's not true. And you know that, right? It feels like it's real, but it's not. So we got to stop listening to that. We have got to stop letting ourselves believe the worst case scenario, that everything is wrong with our lives and it will never be okay again. That is not the life that you want to live now, is it? I don't think so. So, what you want to do is have a gratitude practice. I know people tell you to be grateful. Okay. I'm telling you, if you practice your gratitude every single day, you will start to reprogram your brain out of thinking that everything is terrible and the sky is falling. It will stop believing that, because every single day you keep coming up with things that are beautiful, that are wonderful, that you are so grateful to have in your life, the things that touch you. Okay. We are looking for the glimmers. We are looking for the good things, those moments that make you feel good about being on this planet. And if you are reaching for gratitude on a regular basis, you will have more of those moments. All right. So I am grateful that we have to move, but I am grateful this time we've got lots and lots of choices to places that we can move. We've got good places to be able to move to. The last couple of times we moved, it was slim pickings, and we were really struggling to find a place. Okay. But even though we have to move and we don't want to move, nobody wants to move. But even though we have to move, we are still spoiled for choice this time. I'm very grateful for that. That is a beautiful thing to me. All right. I am grateful for the color purple, my favorite, lavender. You know what I'm saying? I love the color. All right. Purple, dark purple, light purple, doesn't matter. I like them all. And I am grateful. What else am I grateful for? I'm grateful. I have plants lined all the way up along my desk. I have aloe lined up all the way across my desk, and I'm glad that I can grow green things. I'm grateful that I have a green thumb and I can grow green things. It's a beautiful thing. All right. Whatever you want it to be, it doesn't matter what it is you're grateful for. If you are consistently looking for those things, what your brain will do is offer you more of those things. If your brain is being constantly trained that you want to think about things that are good, that things that make you feel happy and grateful to have them, your brain will be like, oh, but what about this? This thing, I think this is the thing that we're grateful for, isn't it? And oh, look, this is another thing. And look at this color, and look at this bird, and look at this amazing deal you got in the store. All sorts of good things will be presented to you because you have trained your brain that that's what you want to see. So if you are consistently doing that, it fights off those negative thoughts that are come packaged with the trauma, and you will start to change the way that you are using your perspective and your outlook, and you are going to see better things. And so when you can see better things, you can imagine a better future. If you're constantly thinking the worst, you can't even imagine a good future, and if you can't imagine it, you can't get it. So we've got to focus on retraining our brains to say, look, I love this thing. This is a wonderful thing. And look at this other wonderful thing, so that it will start to look for those things instead of all the negative. Okay. And you're not going to miss anything not always thinking about the negative. That is not going to hurt you in any way, shape, or form. I promise you. Even if you feel like, oh, I should be keeping my guard up after this trauma has happened, after he's cheated, after he's betrayed me, I should be keeping my guard up. That's not going to make you happy. It's not going to heal you. And that is what you need, because if you're not happy, okay, it's real hard to find the unhappy. It's real hard to differentiate between a whole bunch of unhappy. So if you got happy going for you, then when things are off, you will know better. And then if you're always stressed and always anxious and always hurting, your radar is off. You won't know when the thing is coming for you because you always think the thing is coming for you. So we've got to start retraining our brains to look for the positive so that we can see the negative when all of a sudden, hey, wait, it's right in front of me. I can see it. Okay. Let me know if that makes sense. If I sound crazy, you feel free to tell me. But if I don't sound crazy, put your um things that you're grateful for in the comments. Put it down below. Let me know what you are grateful for, and I will shout you out. Okay. I want you to share with other women who are going through this that indeed I still have things that I am grateful for, even though this betrayal has happened and I am hurting. Okay. All right. The last of the things that I'm going to talk to you about that battle the trauma, all right, is, and I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. Let me hold it. We're going to get through this together, okay? You got to stop asking all those questions. You have to stop. I know that you don't want to, baby. I understand. But I am telling you that desire, it's like an itch, isn't it? You've got to ask the question. If there is something that is pulling you like that, it is a compulsion. That's not healthy. Okay. If there is something just pulling you to do something, even though it hurts you every single time you do it, that's a compulsion. That's a negative thing. That is the way that our brains work after trauma. We want to ask questions. We want to know about the thing that hurt us. So if you're capable of asking questions, you will. We are afraid, primordially of um, spiders and snakes and stuff like that. So you have a whole bunch of questions. If you see a snake out in the garden, you have a lot of questions. Where did that snake come from? Is it got baby snakes? Is it a mama snake? Is it bigger snakes around? Is it a poisonous snake? Is it gonna come back for me? And is it gonna surprise me if I reach down into my yard? There's a lot of questions that come because your brain is trying to protect you from something it perceives as a threat. Even if this is just a garter snake, little green snake crawling around the grass that's not even going to hurt you, can't even bite you, still your brain will think that's a threat. Let me find out as much as I can about it. So the same thing happens when you keep on to ask him questions about what he did, what he felt, what he thought, all of the things that happened with the affair. When you keep on asking over and over and over again, you are falling into that threat response that your body has provided for you. So you are never going to run out of questions. There will never be a time where your body's like, okay, all right, I know enough information. It's fine. We can heal up now. That will never happen. The more you do it, the more you reinforce it inside your brain. So you are running a rut into your brain. It's getting deeper and deeper and deeper every time you ask another question. What did y'all do? Where did you have sex? What positions were you in? Did you call her baby? Did you look? I am here to tell you, you don't need any more information. Your brain is telling you that you need information because it is considering your mate a threat. If you don't want to consider your mate a threat, you got to stop asking all those questions. Okay? Does that make sense? I know that that's rough. I know that that is a difficult thing to ask of you, but I am here to tell you that the more you ask the questions, the more pain you're going to be in. Your brain will continuously start making these connections between things he told you back then, things he told you now. Let me ask about that again. Let me ask that exact same question because they gave me two different answers before. So he might give me a third answer now, and I might find out he's just lying. Take a deep breath and stop asking the question. Okay? Does that make sense? Now, if you are struggling with it, all right, I understand that because again, it is a trauma response. It's your nervous system reacting exactly the way it's supposed to react. Hey, I think this is a threat. I think this is something that hurt us before. We need to look out for it. Okay, get that. All right. So, if that is the case, and you can't stop your brain from wanting to ask questions, give it better questions to ask. All right. The and THEAND. This is from the good people at the Skin Deep. If you go on Amazon, put THEAND in the search, it will bring you to their store. Now, this is a good game. This is the healing edition of this game. It is 199 questions specifically designed to foster connection for the two of you to talk to each other about things that will bring you closer and not the details of the affair, which will push you apart. Okay. The more details that you know, the less you're going to want to deal with him. All right. You've got plenty of information already. The fact that you know that he cheated on you, that is the thing. Okay. The details of it matter not. All right. You have been betrayed. The details don't heal you. The details don't give you anything but more pain. You already know the major plot point is I got cheated on. That's it. That's all you need to know. You can stop right there as far as information. So when your brain is itching and it's like, oh, I gotta ask a question, do one of these questions instead. I'll give you a few of these. First one says, what do I do that makes you feel I understand you? Good question. Much, much better question than one you want to ask, right? The ones that you want to ask about, oh, where did you go with her? And did you feed her? And all of those things that are just going to hurt your feelings and don't change anything about the fact that you got cheated on. This is a better question, okay? What do I do that makes you feel I understand you? Wouldn't you like to hear? Wouldn't you like to answer that? You know what I mean? Answer those back and forth with each other. Hear his answer. See what your answer is gonna be. Next one says, if you could change one thing about me, what would it be and why? Now, if you're going to ask this one, you can't get mad, okay? You can't get all worked up and get all pissed off because he said the truth about what he would change if he could change one thing about you. But that is the case with most relationships. There is one thing that you would want to change if you could change it. Um, if he does say that there was something that he would change, do not get mad at him because I bet you right now there's something that you wish he would change, right? So don't get mad about that. Just accept it, pull it into your awareness. If it's something that you could work on, if you're something like, hey, he's kind of right about that, I probably should change that, work on it. All right. But you can't have the work and the change if you don't even consider it, you don't ask the question, and you don't hear them out. Okay. If you could change one thing about me, what would it be and why? And one more. This one says, if you were in my shoes, what would you do? Don't you want to know that? I bet you want to know that. I bet you do want to know the answer to that. If you were in my shoes, what would you do? That is an excellent question. And not directly just, oh, questions about the affair, but okay, put yourself in my place. Let's get some empathy going here. Understand what I'm going through. If you were in my place, if this was happening to you, what would you think? What would you feel? All right. I like that. That's a good one. All right. Fabulous. So, those things consistently done are going to help you. All right. Julie, you said hard way. Sorry, I didn't put that right in my comment. You said hard. You had to learn the hard way. Oh, wait. It says, yeah, I learned the hard way. Asked and learned too much, and it felt it made it a little harder to heal. So still working on these issues, and it's been a little over a year since D-Day, but still trying to keep moving forward. Exactly, Julie. I did the same thing. Don't feel like you're alone because lots and lots of women do the same thing, and we're told that that's okay. We're told that, oh yeah, you should be able to ask whatever question you want to ask, and you should. However, that is not necessarily good for you. You have the right. Absolutely. You have the right to ask the questions. You have the right to know whatever you want to know about it. That's not the question. The question is that good for me? Is that a thing that would help me to heal or would it hinder my healing? And chances are it will hinder you. Chances are knowing that all of those details are just going to come back as ammunition against him later. Any little thing will match up. Any little trigger will match up to an answer that he gave, and you're going to slam him every time. It is not going to be pretty, okay? Because I was good at it. I would certainly use what I learned against him, okay? It is not a good way to go about it, though, because the more questions you ask, the more you reinforce to your brain that you think this person is a threat and I should be afraid, so I should ask all the questions. So if you still asking questions now, Julie, you know to stop. But I think you've stopped at this point. But it's hard. It's hard to get past all the stuff that you already know, and all of that stuff didn't do anything to help you heal. It's like, yeah, I know that now, but now that's stuff in my brain that I really didn't need in my brain, a picture I didn't need to have, all for the sake of just knowing. Eh, and some things you don't need to know. All right. Fabulous. So those practices, those are going to keep you on the straight and narrow. If you are doing these things, you are going to be consistently doing things that get your nervous system back under your control instead of just being on autopilot. Because that's what's happening. When we are feeling like we're in danger, when we've been traumatized, where our bodies just go into autopilot and we're not in control anymore. They're doing the script, which is totally normal and a thing that we should be grateful for. It is beautiful that our bodies do that for us, that they take care of us, that if it were a life and death situation, your body would take care of you. However, this is not a life and death situation. It hurts, yes, but you still want to be with this person. So you can't let it just go ahead and spill out that, oh, well, I'm going to treat you like I feel like you're a threat. Because if you keep doing that, you will never get back to the love. You'll never get back to solid ground with them because you're always feeling like they're going to hurt you. Okay. All right. So today, oh, we're going to talk a little bit. Like I was telling you last week, I was telling you about the fact that um, I ended up coaching women about how to heal after infidelity because I was actually a premarital counselor and a wedding officiant, and I kept coming up with that as the main problem why people were having a hard time, why they weren't getting married the way they wanted to, why the relationship wasn't going well, because there had been some cheating in the past and they never actually healed from it. So today I want to talk to you about the moment that you realize that you're not actually healing, you're just coping. Okay. Because that's what they did. That's what they were doing. They were just coping. But when it came down to it, to trying to do premarital counseling and trying to get ready to get married to this person, there was a lot of fear. There were a lot of walls. Things were going badly because they were just coping and not actually healing that wound. Okay. So I'm talking to you a little bit about the difference between the two. So a lot of people feel like they're healing, but they're just coping. Coping is surviving. I'm making it through right now. I am coping right now. Let me explain to you right now. I'm taking care of my elderly aunt, getting ready to move, dealing with my whole family, getting ready for my son to go to college. Okay, I'm just coping right now. All right. Next month, it should settle down. I should be healing from all this coping that I was doing. I should be able to fully walk into the next part of our lives because this is going to be a different part of our lives that is coming up. So it's going to transform. That's what the difference is. The healing is the transformation. It is coming from where you were to coming to a better place. Even though it was difficult to get there, you are coming out of the survival mode and going into who are you going to be now? Who are you actually choosing to be for yourself instead of just how the situation makes you react? Okay. You can survive betrayal for years without actually ever healing it. You can survive and cope your way through it, but never actually have that wound close and knit itself together because you're not doing the things that will help it to close. Okay. So most of the time, what women are focusing on, which does not allow the wound to close, is monitoring him. That's the first thing. What is he doing? Is he giving his all to being a better person? Is he going to therapy? Is he doing this, that, and the third? Okay. Worrying about him is not helping you. Okay. Avoiding the triggers. Women do this all the time. I don't want your phone to ring after 9 p.m. because that just triggers me and makes me feel like you're cheating. Okay, your phone ringing is a regular thing. We cannot be disallowing regular things because of triggers. When you run away from a trigger, it's like the monster in your dreams. Have you ever had that dream? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I had that dream where the monster is chasing you. The antidote for that dream, because this will happen time after time after time. You feel like something's chasing down behind you, it's gaining on you, it's breathing down your neck, and you are just running. You are the whole time until you either wake yourself up or you fall down and believe that you're about to die from the monster. Okay. Either way, that dream ends when you spin around purposely and confront the monster. It ends every single time. When you decide in the moment, in the dream, that you are not going to run anymore, you are going to turn and you're going to face this monster, that is enough to battle the monster. So that's what happens with your triggers. If you just turn around and face the trigger, you can battle that monster. But if you keep running from it, it will have you running and running and running. And that's coping. That's not healing. That's not thriving. Okay. Staying busy. People try and just avoid thinking about it. Avoid, you know, at all having any energy to be able to consider this betrayal that they have been through, this emotional roller coaster that they're on. They just keep on being busy, keep on acting like, oh no, it's fine, everything is good, I'm doing what I need to do. The more you're gonna just not pay any attention to the trauma, the more your automatic responses to the trauma are going to take over. You can stay busy, but your body, your nervous system does its job. So if you're trying not to pay any attention to it, your body will just automatically, autopilot, go ahead and be a nervous wreck, anxious, stressed out because you've been betrayed and you're not doing anything about it. So your body is like, okay, well, I got to take care of you. I got to freak out for you. If you're trying to act like this didn't happen, I will act like it happened. Okay. And people pretend like they're past it when they're not. And I get that. I get the fake it till you make it. Okay, I get that. That is not a bad thing to do, but pretending that you're just past it when it's constantly on your mind, you are telling your brain that I would like to believe that I'm past it, but I know for certain I'm not, and I'm going to dwell on it. All right. And your brain will keep on bringing it up, bringing it up, bringing it up. Doing those things, the monitoring him, avoiding the triggers, staying busy, pretending like you're past it, those things create a kind of false stability in your head. I am, oh, look at me. I'm coping so well. But again, coping is just surviving, not actually healing this wound. So you are coping, and that's creating chaos inside you as you are ignoring what is happening. The stability is only skin deep because just underneath the surface, you are cooking. That chaos is bubbling. And when you heal, that actually removes the wound instead of just kind of covering it over and acting like it's not festering. Okay. If you just let the wound fester and be infected, then you're not going to do well. But if you go ahead and clean the wound out and remove that wound, you're going to heal and you're going to do better. Okay. So some signs that you're coping instead of healing. You're still scanning his behavior all the time, worried about what he's doing, how is he behaving, how is he changing, what is he doing to make me feel better. Um, Triggers can still control your mood. You can be in a good mood, but as soon as his phone goes off or he goes in the bathroom with it or, any old thing, it is going to trigger you and mess with your mood and make you feel bad. You avoid talking about the betrayal at all. Even though you are very, very, very much still hurting and it's obvious to almost anybody who can see you, but you try and pretend like it really didn't happen and you don't talk about it. You just keep it down deep. All right. Stuffing it down again, making the wound infected. Um, you feel emotionally guarded. Um, you you will try and keep up the wall to prevent yourself from being hurt. Even though you want to give love and you want to receive love, you've got a wall up between the two of you. So all the love you give hits the wall, and then all the love that he's trying to give to you hits the wall on the other side, and never between shall meet. So you are feeling so emotionally guarded, holding yourself apart when you really want to be together. And then you keep waiting to feel safe. You keep waiting for something to change so that you're like, okay, yes, now I feel safe, instead of doing things that are going to start to make you feel safe, like doing your deep breathing, like doing your journaling, getting back in control of your nervous system. Now, these are just nervous system patterns. These are not character flaws. You are not wrong because your body and your brain tell you to do these things. That's not at all what I'm saying. I just need you to be aware of them. I need you to know that, oh, I am waiting on him, his behavior to change for me to find peace. If your peace depends on what he's doing, that means that your nervous system is still in survival mode. That's what you are. You are counting your safety as outside yourself instead of inside. So your nervous system is still saying, Oh no, we're scared. Things are going to go bad and things could hurt us. That is what your brain is doing at that point when you are worried about what he's doing as a way to feel good about yourself within yourself. Okay. So, what the healing actually looks like. All right. Healing means that the triggers lose their power. That's a huge one. I can't tell you how good it was to realize in the space where a trigger used to be, something that would have set me off on any other occasion, one day did not. And I recognized the space where it used to be. And I recognized in my chest the pain and the anxiety and the anguish I would have felt. However, it wasn't there. Okay. The trigger lost its power over me. It wasn't a big old monster trying to eat me anymore. It was something I could crush beneath my foot. That is healing. Okay. It is incredible. Let me tell you, you want that. All right. You want lots of that. Your identity starts to stabilize. Okay, you stop feeling like you don't know who you are anymore. You have been betrayed, and so your body and your brain think the worst, and they think that you had something to do with this. You had to be the problem here. You were the one that wanted this person. You're the one that let them into our lives. So you got to be the reason that this has been a problem. All right, your identity becomes a little bit more stable as you're healing. You start hearing those thoughts in your head. You'll be like, hey, that was not my responsibility. I was being lied to. This person did something that hurt me, and he's not doing it now. I can see that he's not doing it now. He's doing much better, but it is not my fault that he did this. And you become a little stronger, and you become the heroine of your story better than you ever were before. You feel like Superwoman. You damn near feel like you can fly when you have healed yourself when you thought you couldn't heal yourself, that somebody else had to heal you. Okay. Incredibly changing for your identity. I I feel like now that I can do things that I never believed that I could do before because this was a thing that I thought I could never do. And I was certain. I was like, nobody heals from infidelity. Nobody does that. Nobody stays with the person and is okay later on and it's fine. Come to find out, people do it all the time. And I was one of them and I did it and I did it well. All right. And that gave me a super huge hit of confidence because when you do something that is big and important and that other people can't do, you feel real good about yourself. Okay. Um, when you're healing, trust decisions feel more calm to you. As you're healing, I want you to consistently be looking for areas where you can trust him, where there's a choice. I could trust him right now or could not trust him, and then actively choose to trust. But those decisions will feel a lot calmer as you're starting to heal, as you do it more, as you practice it. All of a sudden, you'll be able to make the decision and trust, and you won't be afraid to do it. And love starts to return without you constantly being afraid it's going to be snatched away from you again. The love didn't go anywhere. Love is not like that. Love doesn't just disappear because you were hurt. We are human beings. We hurt each other all the time. So love doesn't just disappear because of that. The love is still there, but the fear was louder than the love. At this point, when you are healed, the love is louder than the fear. That fear gets way quieter. It shuts up and it stops threatening you and stops making you feel so bad. All right. So if you are healing, you are allowing that healing to happen. You're managing those triggers, just like in the dreams formula, and you will feel like you are in control of yourself and in control of your destiny more than you have felt going into that moment. Okay. Healing isn't about forgetting what happened. Healing is about reclaiming who you are. This is something that happened to you and you didn't have any choice in the matter. Something bad happened to you. You were betrayed in a big time way. Healing is not about, oh, well, acting like this never happened to me. No, it's about who am I going to be now? Who do I get to be? Who do I choose to be now that this big, huge, terrible thing has happened? Who do I want to be on the other side of that? That's what your healing is about. It's not about the relationship, okay? You got to start with you, who you want to be, how you want to be healed, and then the relationship can work from there, okay? So if you recognize yourself in any of this tonight, it's not because you failed in some way. All right. If you are still struggling, if you are doing the things that are going to keep you coping and not actually healing, you're not by yourself. Okay. You are not alone. It just means that at this point, you've reached the limit of coping. You know that's what's happening. All you need is a moment of healing. Just start with a moment of healing. So, I've got my quiz, the 5 hidden paths of women who stay and heal after infidelity. It will give you an idea about where you are on this path. What kind of healing are you doing? Are you just a resigned survivor, just out here with your head down, hoping that you make it, just coping every day? Are you a healed heroine? The healed version of your own story, is that who you are now? Are you pretending? Are you trying to fix him? Where are you as you are healing? If you go ahead and take my quiz, I am telling you, you will find out where you are. And at the end, I will give you suggestions for where to go from there. So, in the comments, here is on Love Coach Dasha. And also over here on Love After Cheating. And I'll put it in the comments on YouTube too. But I'm going to have you take the quiz absolutely free. And it is going to tell you where you are in the healing process after this infidelity. If you can figure that out, it's a lot easier to find the path, to find the way back to healed and happy and loving and trusting. It's a lot easier to find that path if you know where you are. All right. So this is the You Are Here quiz. These are the paths that you can take. If you're just in coping mode and you're not exactly sure how to go about healing, this is a way to start the healing. This is a way to do it. All right. This is a way to figure out exactly what you need to be able to heal from here. Okay. So, Julie. It says, hold on, let me go back. I was talking so much. I said, yes, it's hard, but I did it. I feel like you only need the basics, like the timeline and who. Maybe the rest works out later, but at the time, you really think you want to know everything. If I could redo it over again, I would have asked a lot less questions though, and would have worked on just healing myself more. Girl, same. Okay, that's exactly how I feel about it. If I know now, I knew then what I know now, I wouldn't have asked all those damn questions. They just gave me a whole bunch of ammunition floating around in my brain, giving me absolutely no peace for no reason. I don't even know why I did that. And then you said, healing really is the most important thing. I realize that now and was living in survival mode for such a long time. So happy I'm finally learning to heal, then work on the marriage more later when I'm in a better place for myself. Amen, Julie. Amen. Learned a lot now, so I'm happy it's getting better. There's so much you don't know when you decide to stay after going through a major trauma. So learning all you can does help. Girl, I can't say no better than that. Okay, perfect. Exactly what I'm talking about. When you get out of that survival mode, when you focus on yourself, this is a situation where you feel like you're supposed to be focusing on the relationship in order to heal. You've got to come through this. You were the person who was destroyed by this, who was devastated, who was shattered. You got to pull yourself back together before you can start working on a relationship. You got to figure out where your head is. You got to get back in control of your body and your emotions before you can even link back with him and try and work the relationship out. But it's a lot easier from there. If you can go ahead and get to that place where you worked on yourself, you've calmed down some of those excess reactions, you have gotten to a better place mentally, that's the place where you work out relationship stuff, not before. After that, all right, and you take your time with that. You do what you need to do with that. But again, take the quiz and figure out where you are so then you know which direction that you need to head in. Okay? Excellent. That's what I'm talking about, Julie. You got it. You know what I'm talking about. It's hard. It's hard after you've healed yourself. It's hard after you've worked on your stuff. But even at that point, you've already done hard work. You've already shown yourself that you can do, indeed, some very difficult work of starting to heal yourself. So the relationship stuff doesn't seem as difficult then. It seems like, well, shoot, if I worked on healing myself, I know I can heal this relationship. This should be fine. You will know because the level of difficulty of healing yourself all on your own is way higher than healing this relationship. It doesn't seem like that when you're going through it, but later when you look back on it, be like, oh yeah, me, that was the hardest part because your body and your brain, again, are doing this stuff on autopilot. So you're not always consciously aware of what your body and your brain are doing to you. So you've got to actually start getting back in control. You got to get back in the pilot seat and be able to land this baby because right now it's out of control. Right now the autopilot is on. You are not behind the wheel. So you've got to get yourself back into the pilot seat, get yourself reoriented, put your hands on the controls, and now start to control this thing as it's coming down. Okay? Exactly, Julie. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, girl, because that's exactly what you've got to do. And I'm so glad that you're feeling good. I'm so glad. See, that's what I'm saying. You just listen to what I'm telling you, do it step by step. You're going to be like Julie, you're going to feel better. You are not stuck in this pain forever. I promise you, you do not have to be stuck. I want you to know that there is a path out, and I want you to start taking that path right this second so that you don't have to stay lost in the woods anymore. Okay? All right. Fantastic. Thank you so much, girl. All right. So take the quiz if you're staying, the 5 hidden paths of women who stay after betrayal, and let me know what your results were. Put it in the comments afterwards. Tell me about it. If that matches up with you, you're like, yeah, exactly. That's exactly where I feel like I am. Let me know. All right. If I'm totally wrong, if the quiz, you're like, no, that's not where I am. Tell me. Let me know where you actually are and how you're actually feeling. And we can link up. We can talk about it. All right. I do not mind talking at all. I love to talk, as a matter of fact, if you couldn't tell. So if you want to reach out to me, want to message me, you can absolutely do that. DM me, Love Coach Dasha, everywhere. Go ahead and send me a message and let me know what part of healing you're at. Okay. What chapter are you on? All right. Hope everybody made it through the full moon day before yesterday. It was a doozy. Made me very frustrated, but I hope you all made it through. I recognize that that's what it was, but I couldn't help it. I was still annoyed, but it's okay. It's past. All right. It's 2 days later. I'm feeling much better than I was a couple of days ago. Julie said you're going to take the quiz. Yes, fabulous. You're so welcome. You said thank you so much for everything. I always appreciate you. I appreciate you, girl. I'm so glad that you're here, and I'm so glad that you're actually getting some healing, some real compassion for yourself after this terrible thing happened to you. It was terrible, and it shouldn't have happened to you, but you're superwoman because you are healing from it and you're coming through on the other side. So I'm super, super proud of you. Okay. All right. So that's about it for the lesson today. Don't see any other comments. Okay. So that's about it for the lesson today. I'm going to come back around to those practices that I was telling you about, the things that you can do that are going to get you back in control of your body and your brain after this trauma has happened to you. The last thing that I need to tell you about is doing your affirmations. Have you been doing your affirmations? Have you been looking yourself in the mirror, in the eye, and telling yourself how wonderful and beautiful and compassionate and great you actually are? If you have not been doing that, I need you to jump on that. I need you to take that seriously and tell yourself good things. I want you to look in the mirror or look in the camera, look yourself dead in the eye, and record yourself mentally saying a good thing about yourself, saying something that is wonderful about you. Because when you do that, you are recording this in your brain. This is how I feel about myself. And you want to try and feel it. You want to try and feel it really deep down how wonderful you really are. I am just a great person. I am feeling so good about myself. If you can do that, your brain will remember when you did that. And it's like, well, she feels really strongly about herself. Maybe it's not as bad as I thought it was. And so the more you tell yourself that, I love myself. I think that I'm wonderful. I think that I am just a goddess walking. Your brain will believe it just the way that it does with the gratitude practice. Okay. So all of that. You say, yes, at first I didn't do that, but it really does help a lot. And also the journaling. Yes, it does. It does. Doing your affirmations, doing your journaling, doing your deep breathing, doing your gratitude practice, and not asking all those questions. All of those things are going to help you get back in control of your nervous system, get you back behind the controls so that you can fly the plane now instead of your body just doing everything on autopilot. So if you are telling yourself consistently a good message about yourself that you are beautiful, wonderful, lovely, compassionate, forgiving, awesome, your brain will start to believe it. The more you say it, the more you repeat it, the more your brain will believe it. Okay. So today's affirmation is going to be, and again, you can get affirmations from me. If you would like a set of affirmations, 60 days of affirmation, go ahead and put affirmation in the comments. I will send you the link for it. But these I got from Five Below. Simple affirmation cards. If you can see that on there, says today I believe. Today I will see the miracles and love surrounding me. You should, because your life is miraculous and you are definitely loved. If nobody else has said it to you today, I love you. Okay. And I am so, so proud of you. I know this is the hardest thing you've ever done. And I am so proud of you for saying, screw it, I'm going to do it anyway. Yeah, it's difficult. Yeah, it's scary, but I want love and I want happiness and I want forgiveness and compassion in my life. And I'm willing to be a little uncomfortable and I'm willing to go ahead and go for it. Ooh, gives me chills. I absolutely love women like you. And I want you to be proud of yourself. I want you to love on yourself and be as proud as you can of yourself because you are doing something that other women won't even consider doing, would not even think that they were capable of doing. But you, my friend, are different. You believe in yourself. You think that you can do this. And I believe you. I think that you're right. I did it. I don't think that you are any less capable than I am. So if I can do it, you can do it. And then you can be happy and loving and trusting and forgiving and at a better place next year. And the year after that, and 5 years from there, you will be in different places because, of course, you're supposed to be. As you are learning and growing and loving somebody, you're going to grow to different places together. But you will always remember this chapter, this part of your story where it went so, so wrong. And everybody was waiting with bated breath to see if you made it through. And you did make it through. It's going to be exquisite. I am trying to tell you, you're going to have people on the edge of their seats. And then when they see that you did it, they're going to be cheering and clapping for you. And I'm going to be right first in line to be cheering for you after you accomplish this. Okay. All right. So it excites me so much to talk about this. I love, I love love. And I love the fact that love means so much to you that you are willing to forgive. And if you want to have a lifetime of love with somebody, you're going to have to forgive them over and over and over again because you're going to live an entire lifetime and people mess up daily. So you're going to have to forgive somebody that you love if you're going to be with them forever. So I'm just proud of you for just figuring that out at this point and going for it. Okay. All right. I think that's about it. Don't see any other comments. All right, don't say anything else right now. Thank you so much for joining me for the Healing Hour Live. And I'll be back again next Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In the meantime, do your journaling, do your deep breathing, do your gratitude practice, stop asking all those questions, and do your affirmations. But more than anything, do not listen to what the fear and the pain are telling you to do. That is the hurting path. If you want to be on the healing path, whatever that fear and that pain is screaming at you to do the exact opposite. That will put you on the healing path every doggone time. Okay? All right, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me for the Healing Hour Live. I'm proud of you and I love you. Mwah. I will see you again next week, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Healing Hour Live. Bye, y'all.